around. Well, let's see. For you, it'd be 6.
You're good, man.
So I'll only be here for about an hour and a half.
That's fine. We're just hanging out. Most of stream anyway.
Yay!
Alright. I think we're live.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately stuck behind an ad that is black.
Yep, okay, we're live, and
there we go.
Yes, okay.
Yay! Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
And I am a bit on the loud side, Mr.
A
Crispy.
little bit. How do I turn you down?
In Discord.
Oh, in Discord.
Do we need, like... Okay, so the picture is basically based off of Steamboat Willie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we need to make, like, a cursed version of his whistling? Like...
Well, that's what Whacker is.
Whacker is the cursed version.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a kazoo doing it instead? Yeah.
Oh, you mean like actual audio? I'd be up for that.
Yeah, like when you're setting up and all that, that's the background picture.
That would be something I'll have to look into. But
The song you hear like...
Uh-huh.
Yes, the console. It is I, Andy Van.
Yes.
Yes, the Vans.
Yes. Although we're doing something a little bit different today. I've got
Hey
a
there,
little
Silicon
project
Soul.
of mine. I've got a little project of mine I've been working on the past week or so, and well, I felt more like working on that today. So we're just gonna have a bit more of a chill and less spontaneous day today. And
That's
that
fine.
project would be this. A little bit of a BattleTech piece that I'm doing.
Oh.
Yes. This is actually some commission work that I'm doing for Renton.
Is that a Centurion?
That is a Centurion, yes.
Yay!
Yep. Which, I guess this one's been modified specifically for melee, because it's got a mace that it is currently clubbing a commando in the head with. But this has been my kind of project the past couple days, so I figured, why not?
Why would you get that close to a melee mech, you know?
I mean, that's a good question, but it certainly happened a lot when I was playing BattleTech, because I beat a lot of mechs to death.
Well, part of it is also that the melee mech is trying to get close to you.
Also that, Renton does love her melee mechs. I've done a few for her at this point. There's the
Ninja Turtle says, without Whacker's disapproval, what will be Crispy's muse?
Yeah. It's kind of why I'm working on something a bit more laid back today, because Whacker's not here. He's busy fighting a hurricane. Like boxing in. I think he's out in the street right now.
Meanwhile, you hear, I am the storm that is approaching.
Oh my god.
Oh, I am.
Is that from Mulan?
Yes.
I'm not sure if you're bullshitting me or not, but I'm going to choose to believe
I'm
it because-
bullshitting.
Well, fucking, why'd you have to lie to me like that? You could have just said...
Andy lies because he cares.
Let me
I
do
didn't
that.
want to break
These
your heart.
prices!
You sounded so sure. I didn't want to break your heart, you know?
Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart.
Old man screams at hurricane, saves world.
Nah! It's probably what's happening. You know, it's like that scene from Forrest Gump where they're on the shrimping boat. Whacker's the Lieutenant Dan in that situation.
Lieutenant Whack, you ain't got no age left.
Yeah, that poor 50-year-old man.
He was very
still
cross
giggle
with
at
you,
that.
young lady.
I still giggle at that. I didn't even intentionally do that. That was me forgetting shit because I do that. But
Actually-
it made it even funnier.
I have a question that could be a form of... Yeah, I've got something to ask.
Okay.
How was the watch party for Event Horizon?
Oh yes, we watched Event Horizon the other night.
And now
wasn't
Crispy
bad.
no longer needs eyes.
Yes, where we're going, we don't need them to see.
I didn't take part because I'm a scaredy cat baby when it comes to like gore
it's-
like that.
It's not nearly as bad as I was expecting it to be. It was pretty.
What gets it
much.
hyped up is the director's cut that never came,
Yeah.
apparently.
Which really, you don't see a ton of gore or blood in that. versus, like, say, what the director's cut is reported to be.
It's actually a really interesting movie from the angle of, like, there are a lot of really interesting characters in it that it doesn't do a whole lot with.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you have the whole thing with the doctor and his wife, and then you have, you know, the one woman whose brother, or I think it's her little brother or her son.
Her son.
I think it's her son. He has the wasting disease, like the secret garden wasting disease. At least that's what I'm calling it, because I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
Centurion versus Javelin. Hey, Lord Grimos. Hey, Guy on Broadway. Hey, Rail.
I know.
Yeah, sorry, Rail. There's going to be no curse star today because no whacker to be Crispo's muse. It's just me and Andy.
I don't feel like it. Oh.
I was gonna try and send the
It was also a bit of a case of I wanted to work on this piece, so.
Yeah. I was gonna send it today, but I forgot it was on my PC and on my phone. I was gonna send you the descriptions of the 2 kaiju we've created so far.
Oh yeah. You do need
Also,
to
I'm never asking Storm for heads ever again because he never comes up with what anything animal. It's
a pony.
No, one was a great stone disc carved with the images of defiled gods, and the other was a pillar of smoke filled with runes.
The acid trip shit. That's right.
The I have listened to too many SCPs bullshit.
Or Book of Revelations, you know, either or.
I mean, one has to get it from somewhere.
Yeah, the Cursed Lord Kaiju. It has the body of a mastodon, the head of a dark cloud with glowing runes. It has 6 Shiva arms and 6 lion-like legs. And it has 9 bushy fox-like tails. And around it is 3 large golden rings that spin about it. Like an angel or something.
See, the problem is you said mastodon and I immediately started singing song lyrics in my head.
Well, I do love Mastodon.
They're pretty good.
Happy
Mastodon!
Stoner.
I don't want to sound like a hipster when I say this, but I do have some out there interesting music.
Mastodon is a great band, and I will brook no.
Oh no, I like Mastodon. I'm saying other shit that I listen to. Like, for example, there's a band that toured with Mastodon called Truck Fighters. That's really good.
They're tons of fun.
Oh yeah. They even wrote a song about Mastodon called Mastodon. It's pretty fucking banging.
Nice.
Shit. I hate noticing things that I did differently from something that I did fix, but do it anyway. This is always the different is the line art. It's like that meme where it's showing the sketch and then it shows the line art and the sketch looks really nice and beautiful and the line art is just scuffed.
It's scuffed.
Yeah. By the way, Andy, we also did not just watch Event Horizon on Event Horizon night. We also watched another movie, a movie that I had a DVD of called Space Truckers. And that was a pretty good movie, I'd say. Or I think it's good, but I'm into cheesy stuff, and it was very much a cheese movie.
I'm just looking forward to when we can watch Ernest movies with you.
I watched Ernest movies.
I want to watch Ernest Goes to Camp, and we have to watch Ernest Scared Stupid so that we can laugh at Whacker and say that he's the troll.
I also want to see Ernest Goes to Jail, because I hear that one's
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I wonder, can I show you a picture of the troll, or should we wait till the movie?
I think you did show me it, actually.
Huh?
I did laugh and say, yes, that's Whacker.
Okay.
Can we show that on stream? Or is there going to be some copyright lawyer that's going to be screeching like the guy at the end of Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
If we critique it, it's fair use, right?
Yeah, something like that. Somebody get a lawyer book out and lawyer.
And here we have an art piece by Crispy showing a charger with a mace flagellating another mech known as...
Actually, I believe that's a Centurion.
Yeah, it's a Centurion. I can show
You
you
can
a charger
go
that I've
and
drawn.
absolute fuck yourselves. I'm going to go have tea on an island in the middle of the Pacific. Oh no, the volcano is erupting. We're all going to die. The last boat has left. I'm all alone.
I will play a violin like those people on the Titanic as the island goes into the sea.
And so they exploded.
You know, it's funny, I'm kind of shit at math and geometry, but when it comes to drawing, I can do it decently enough. Oh,
I think about drawing stuff, especially stuff that's not.
Collection. My wife has the entire the 3-movie collection of Ernest. Ernest Goes to Camp, Stared Stupid. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so we got Ernest.
Oh, you know what? We need to do an Ernest movie that crosses over with Event Horizon called Ernest Goes to Hell.
No! Please tell me that's an actual movie. Please
we could only wish.
The thing is, I can't see Ernest going to hell.
Ernest is like, where we're going, we don't need eyes to see.
Well, Vern, where we're going, we don't need eyes.
My wife is coming in with all her Ernest DVDs right now. It's pretty great. Alright. Back to this.
Oh, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, yeah.
Oh, that's another good one. Oh, right. I remember what I wanted to show.
As opposed to somehow more popular in Germany, Bill and Ted's Excrement Adventure.
That was a shit joke.
Speaking of chargers, here's one for you. This is one I did.
Oh yeah. I dig giant robots. Nice.
That was actually something crazy Andy commissioned me for. I've drawn significantly more BattleTech since being a part of the AUG/BPL.
Indeed.
More than I ever expected to draw, but here we are.
Does it anger you, Crispy?
No, it's just more of like, and I said this earlier in chat, but it kind of got ignored. I was like having one of those moments today where I'm like, I never expected to end up here, but now that I'm here, I'm like, yeah, I can rock this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm mostly just, I mean, I draw for fun a lot of the time, and then I just started doing stuff with people, and now here I am doing
Indeed.
all this BattleTech shit.
And you are a fun diddly young man.
Thank you. I'm good at parties.
I'd even let you fuck my daughter.
I am happily married, sir. Also, I don't think you have a daughter.
Come in, eat our food, fuck our women.
Andy, please. I'm drawing delicately. Don't make me laugh.
Oh, we all dig giant robots here, Mr. Load. Or Mrs.
Oh, God, yes.
Not sure. Load is a not gender-specified name.
Share the load, Frodo.
You wouldn't say that if we went to Taco Bell, Samwise.
I can carry your burden, Mr. Sam. Or Frodo, Mr. Frodo. What did I say, Mr. Sam? I don't remember. Why am I Mr. Pink? Okay, I just thought of a horrible movie edit that I'm not sure how you would do, but it'd be funny. But it'd be like Pulp Fiction mixed with Lord of the Rings. Or not Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs mixed with Lord of the Rings.
I just thought of something horrifying.
Not on this podcast. Not
You know
on this
how
stream.
hobbits, like, eat a lot?
Yeah?
Well, you know.
Are you
Please
saying
do not
that
bring up that.
Are you saying that hobbits are defeater gainer relationships?
I'm saying, like, can you imagine the size of their shits?
Okay, that's not as bad as I was thinking, but it's not great either.
Look, as I told you earlier, when you get older, you start becoming more and more concerned about the health of your poop.
Man, there's days, I'm like in my 30s and I get concerned about the health of my poop sometimes.
Remember,
I don't think you need
kids,
to necessarily be like middle-aged for that.
fiber is important in your diet.
Fiber is absolutely important.
Yeah, there's a reason why I don't eat red velvet cake.
Oh, see, I was thinking of my diet in college where it was like beer and sheets. Good chunks of the time. Not all the time. I ate on campus too, but still.
You have now been quoted as, "Why am I Mr. Pink?"
Yay.
Imagine Saruman doing the stuck in the middle gasoline dance. Or stuck in the middle gasoline dance.
After he cuts off Frodo's ear.
We need more fiber so you can fight World War Brown. Oh my god.
Nah, and become Death, destroyer of public bathrooms.
So, I've been listening to a favorite band again, and a lot of their imagery is based on the Book of Revelation. So when you said that, I started imagining a Christian Gothic opera metal band singing about poop.
Yeah, that sounds like Christian Gothic opera metal type music.
All of their songs have such lovely titles as Behold a Pale Horse and The Day the Antichrist Was Born.
Is this... Oh god, I can't remember the band's name, but the song Herod's Demise, which I cannot play on stream because it will get us nuked, but just reminded me of that. Hold on. Now I'm like curious in my own head about who sings that.
Oh boy, I've got something to watch after this.
Midst of Lions. Herod's Demise. It's real pleasant on the ears if you like soft vocals.
Especially if you read that part and know what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I was listening to Proto-Man this week.
Proto-Man's a great band.
They're pretty good. Some of their songs are just like a little bit much for me, but they have some really good stuff.
Well, they're also based off of my favorite video game series from childhood.
Ah, yes. Halo 2.
I fucking hate you! So, they based a lot of their early lyrics and album concepts off of Mega Man.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Proto Man doesn't like to have his photo, man.
Is he Sasquatch?
You know, that kind of makes me think maybe we could do a what's the name of that song?
Yes.
You know, the one I was ripping on Galaxy
What?
Man, Galaxy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, oh
Man, Galaxy Man, diddle-da-dee-da-diddle-dee, Galaxy Man.
Oh, Ninja Turtle, I don't want Dr. Wily to win.
What if Dr. Wily was actually Wily Coyote?
He kind of is at times. Of course, you would be too if a preteen robot was constantly mucking up your plans.
I just get like Windows Vista.
My name is Dr. Wily, super genius.
I don't know. I think he's like going about it the wrong way because he makes all these like elemental robots when he should be making like fucking Ed 209s and shit.
Actually, he does normally build the military grade robots. He ends up hacking and taking over a lot of like the construction robots.
Oh.
So, you want his ultimate robot, to be something that can be stopped by a set of stairs.
I more to use that as an example. If I'm being honest, I'd make something a bit bigger than an Ed 209. I'm thinking like an autonomous battle mech, but I'm also not a cartoon supervillain, so
You know,
a bit more practically.
I still think that'd be a funny isekai. That time I was reincarnated as an Ed 209 in the fantasy realm.
Well, Ninja Turtle, if you read
okay.
the comics, Wily did win at the beginning. They're fighting off a successful coup d'etat through the early Mega Man
That
games.
just makes the Proto-Man lyrics even better then.
Okay, you know who the guy who gets reincarnated as an Ed 209 in the fantasy realm? The guy that was like shot up by him in the first movie when they were doing the test.
Notices your weapon. Oh, whoa, what is this?
Sorry, Night Owl, there is no Whacker here. He is fighting a hurricane.
Yeah, he's punching a hurricane. He's not He's out in his driveway. He's yelling at it.
This is why we're not doing Cursed Star today. We have no muse.
Well, that and also I was working on this last night, and I've been thinking about it all day. That I want to
Don't ruin the shtick.
Listen, I'm being honest.
No.
As much as I love drawing the curse shit, I want people to know that I can do more than just simple doodles.
I know, my
mean,
dude. I know.
If you need inspiration for curse shit, I mean...
Oh, Andy's like
Andy.
me like one of your French girls.
I want to design another kaiju.
I mean, we
Okay,
can if you want.
I do want us to do next stream. We have to do like a kaiju one, and we'll do like cursed kaijus that we come up with. But we should totally like come up with some right now and just start. Somebody should write them down. Not me. I'm in the middle of this, but
Well, I could give like the basics of the rules. It's a very simple game. There's basically 6 pieces. There's the body, the head, the arms, the legs, the tail, and the 6 could be some special object, like, you know, or something special like wings or a turtle shell or, you know, extra long horn or just something special that makes it stand out from anything else. Like,
okay. I'm down. Storm is not allowed to look at the Book of Revelations while we're designing it, because then he's gonna say the weird shit again.
I don't have to look at it, my dude.
I'm sure you've read it.
Thoroughly, actually.
God, the Book of Revelations is such an acid trip.
Oh,
how do you have like 7 heads and 10 horns? I don't understand. That doesn't symmetrically work.
the 3 in the middle of the 7 have 2.
Haven't you ever seen like the art, like the Indian psychedelic art? And I mean Indian is like Indian. Like the Bhagavad Gita it's got some very wild imagery.
Indeed.
I actually wouldn't mind looking more into Indian mythology. It seems very interesting. Unfortunately, I can't read. No, actually, I'm joking.
Oh yeah. The other rules with playing is like, since you have a 1 out of 6, like depending on how many players or people you have around you, you can kind of roll dice or figure out like a turn system on who can figure out who gets what.
Well, why don't the 3 of us right now? Why don't we come up with one?
Well, I would have to be a neutral party because I'd be the one that's like. I mean, I guess I don't have to.
Chat could be the neutral party.
Well, that was the thing we were talking about. How would we get chat to do it? Because like.
Yeah. I think we said voting, but that would also be really a pain in the ass if we're doing like 6 different pieces to it. There's going to be a lot of input involved. And I can understand if people don't want to deal with that.
You know, it'd be nice if we could say like, "Hey, do it at home and then send us your pics." And
Actually, yeah.
we'll look at it and point and laugh and tell you how horrible you are.
I would actually love to do if people want to start submitting like art and
Yeah,
shit.
We've been talking about doing art reaction stuff. We haven't really
Yeah.
fully put
that's
it
what I
in
mean.
place
Like,
yet.
if people want to do that, we need to actually like make it an official like thing of that. But I would love to have that where people just submit art and we just have an episode of the stream where it's just us going over it and just having reactions to what people draw. The thing is, we'd have to like figure out a place to submit it. We're not putting your feet pics in there. Rail, does that mean that the plot of Terminator is like going back in time to kink shame Skynet?
Quote that.
Somebody please. Also, somebody start a Kickstarter so I can fund and make this movie. We'd have to think of a different name than Terminator, though.
I saw this one comic where one of the Terminators was like walking around and he saw the sign that said Rebel Hideout, but it had like a squiggly line going through it so the Terminator couldn't read it, and he just passed by.
We just stopped the we beat Skynet through CAPTCHA.
Yeah.
Apparently napalm sticks to digs.
I mean, it's bare.
The life unsubscriber.
I'm gonna unsubscribe from Life Drops Toaster in the bathtub.
Oh God. Hashtag joke. Do not do that, anyone.
No,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not saying go stick it. First of all, that's a waste of a good toaster. Toasters are good. They're better for bread. You can throw a loaf of bread in the bathtub. It's just gonna be soggy and it's not gonna be fun.
Imagine
Indeed.
you like drop a loaf of bread in the bathtub and it just keeps expanding until it fills up the bath.
It's like one of those like toys that you can like
Yeah.
meet in the bathtub. Yes.
I had one of those from like a SeaWorld adventure, and I just left it in a pool, and it got so big it exploded. It like burst.
Oh shit, they can do that. That's funny.
Like it didn't explode like kaboom. It just ruptured.
Well, yeah. Also, you said SeaWorld, and my thought was it's like one of those things that you put in there, but it slowly gets bigger, and then it's like at the end, it's like that orca that Steve-O hung on that crane that said "fuck SeaWorld" on it. Just like gaslight people. I still remember the one time my friend's like, "Yeah, Steve-O got arrested." I'm like, "Oh man, what did he get arrested for?" He's like, "Oh man, yeah, he was just doing a protest." I'm like, "Well, that doesn't sound like his fault." It's like, "Yeah, he was on this crane and he put up this inflatable porpoise that said "fuck SeaWorld" on it." I'm like, "Okay, that's more his fault."
Yeah, wow, man, I'm gonna protest SeaWorld, yeah!
Steve-O's voice, man, he must have smoked like enough Marlboro Miles to get the canoe. With how his voice, like how.
I think it was his drinking, right? Is that what he said?
What is he drinking? Isopropyl alcohol?
I can't remember, but it was something. I think it was the drug use. Something he was doing something to his throat that made it like that.
That just, oh man. Like, if he has a condition, I get it, but it's like his voice is just so like it's got more grit than a gravel driveway. Or not, maybe not grit. It's scratchy.
More
You
gravel
should
than
put
a gritty
gravel.
driveway.
More gravel than a gritty driveway.
Hit the gritty.
You got
I'm not
butter in
gonna
them
lie.
grits?
When I learned actually what the gritty looked like, I was very disappointed because I was expecting something more exciting. I also was thinking of like McGriddles, so maybe that had to do with it as well. Storm, will you go get me a McMuffin?
Okay, I have to go get a plane ticket. 1 minute.
Alright. I'll expect it in 3 to 5 business days. That's gonna be one awful McMuffin when it gets here. McDonald's, well actually, I was gonna say McDonald's is one of those things that doesn't keep well, but I'm like, no, they got enough preservatives in the burger. Isn't there like that one Japanese museum that has like a McDonald's meal on display and it's still like completely fine because of all the preservatives in it?
I imagine that
Did I-
may have to do with what's acceptable in which countries.
I was gonna say, did I just pull that out of my ass?
I mean, I believe such a thing could exist. At the same time, that also sounds like prime internet rumor material.
It does. It's like Burger King foot lettuce.
But then again, I've seen, what do you call it? Wonder Bread resume its shape after being crushed.
So I'm just thinking of that one guy Eldonius talked about that just wanted like paintings of women buying Wonder Bread.
I remember this one guy we were talking to, and he's like, "Oh man, I don't eat that McDonald's stuff. I threw a burger out in the woods, and I went back 10 days later, and it was still there. Ain't nothing touched it."
You just reminded me of this one episode of Cops that we watched. It was definitely like a 90s episode of Cops. But they get a call to this house for like a domestic dispute thing, and they show up, and there's this like couple living room, and there's just like a Whopper on the floor, like a Burger King Whopper, and the wife's like, "He done threw a cheeseburger at my head." And the cops give him like a starting talking to, and they literally use the line like they're starving kids in Africa that would eat that burger. And it's just, I don't know, it was kind of funny.
I would
What? Yeah.
I would wish that on any kid in Africa.
I feel like the Whopper might kill them.
There's a picture I love that shows a family in one of the actually more well-developed cities in Africa. And it said, after certain statistics from Chicago were released, it cuts to the African mother. There are starving kids in America who would gladly eat that.
Oh, the truth hurts.
Again, world hunger could be solved tomorrow, but it's a logistics problem.
Just get Amazon to do it now.
Yeah, the logistics of I want more money.
Well,
Oh, boy.
not just that. There's actually, like, setting up the necessary infrastructure.
I feel like there's probably more to that than we want to get to on stream.
That's fair. I was just thinking of the kind of interesting logistical difficulties that have been faced
I'm sure
by trying
that
to
plays
figure it
into
out.
it.
Touch the button. The bright red shiny candy-like button. Press it.
Just like 3D print burgers for people. Problem solved.
God, I don't know if I'd ever want anything 3D printed food.
I mean, at this point, most gummy candy probably is.
It wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Don't think I can eat gummy candy. I used to love gummy bears and stuff back in the... I used to love gummy worms, but
Dude,
after a
3D
while, like,
print
it
some
makes my
fudge
tummy
in
hurt.
mouth.
So, Crispy, Nana points out, the Big Mac and fries are on display in Iceland. They were the last food served
Iceland.
before all 3 locations in the country closed.
So McDonald's wasn't a hit in Iceland, huh?
Apparently not.
Like, is it actual food, or is it like a statue of the food?
What country is that?
From the
came from?
implication, it seems to be the food itself.
Oh, God.
I can understand that. Well, isn't there like that whole famous story of like Walmart trying to set up in Germany and it just died because it was incompatible with German society for so many different reasons.
I mean, le possible. Again, that's one of those things where it's like, it could be true, or it could be prime internet rumor material.
I have that like mentad ability where I can just like recall shit, and I'm just not sure if it's correct or not. Cause
You know-
I remember...
Looking at the fries in that picture, I know how they taste. You know the taste of, like, old McDonald's fries?
I was gonna say metal, but I mean,
It's like... I'm one of those people who are like, once McDonald's fries go old, you can't do nothing with them. Now, my mom says she can make hash browns out of them, and I'm like, sure, okay, but...
no, absolutely not. First of all, they've got enough salt in them to mummify a corpse. Secondly, that is not what you want to use for hash browns.
Maybe that's why Wacker likes them so much.
Does he make hash browns with McDonald's fries?
No, it's just, he likes McDonald's fries because they keep them.
Well, like, I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with McDonald's fries.
Now I stay fresh, man.
I would absolutely eat McDonald's fries, but, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about when they're old, like when
Oh,
they're stale.
no, you gotta eat them, like, day of. You can't save those.
Okay, you know what?
can't
No,
save-
you can reheat them if you put cheese on them.
Man.
You know, I'll let you have that. I'll you know.
I don't know if cheese is
You
gonna be
say
enough to
so.
save. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a case of botulism.
You know what? You can do that with your turkey bacon.
No, turkey bacon's for
preservatives
finer meal.
absolutely. Preservatives is absolutely one of Wacker's food groups. He's gonna come back and watch stream. He's gonna be so pissed. Talking so much shit while he's gone.
Wacker's pissed all the time. That's like his base form.
I told him to pull out the catheter and
Thanks.
get a new one, but he didn't listen to me.
I told you to shoot! You wouldn't listen! Why would you listen?
He's gonna yell at the hurricane. The hurricane's gonna leave. Hurricane's gonna be like, shit, man. Speaking of weather, they said it was supposed to thunderstorm, and it's not doing that. I mean, I guess it's a good thing, because I don't have to worry about my power going out, like...
I'll thunder your storm.
You
storm
need
song.
a
You are the
surge
storm.
protector.
Mr. Jiggles says, as soon as computer stops trying to put things in my face. Walmart wanted to follow the low-cost strategy, but the German business owners didn't like Walmart's low-cost pricing tactic, as well as the German government. As a result, an American giant was ordered to raise its prices by the German High Court, which became an obstacle for it having a customer base.
So what you're saying is Germany has integrity.
To some degree. Again, let's not get into politics.
No, I would say in terms of dealing with Walmart, because I mean...
Oh, in terms of dealing with Walmart, yeah.
Like, I'm fine with people giving Walmart a hard time. They can deal with it. It's Walmart. Maybe it's just my bias, because our local Walmart is not that great.
I've been to good Walmarts, I've been to bad Walmarts.
It's like... I've heard that, you can tell how good or bad an area is based off of Walmart, and, you know, I can kind of understand that.
I think you might be able to say the same thing about the Waffle House.
I suppose. But Waffle House will stay no matter what. They'll stay even if it's a hurricane. Isn't there like the Waffle House index?
I think that was one of those things that the FBI sort of created jokingly, but then realized it could... Or not the FBI,
No, I'm sticking with FBI.
I mean,
like
emergency... Who was it that handles American emergency relief? Like, I think it was made up as a joke, but then... Like, somebody was like, well, wait, let's actually look at that, and found that it was somewhat effective.
Actually, we might have something here.
Apparently that happens way more often in government planning. FEMA was what I was trying to think of.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a lot of government planning, where they just start with an idea, and then it just ends up becoming like a case of yes and then it's like, we have this policy. I mean, Bill Clinton, or was it Reagan, said that, or no, I think it was Reagan, where he supposedly had a plan with the Soviets to ally and fight against an alien invasion should it happen. I could definitely see that being a Bill Clinton plan, because Bill Clinton was very into the alien thing. He had a screening of Independence Day at the White House where Bill Clinton was invited to attend, who is like the president in Independence Day.
Well, the other thing is we also have military plans drawn up for eventualities that we don't think will happen.
I guess that's nice. I'm not saying I want XCOM to be real, but...
Well, part of it's also thought exercise that has the benefit not just of, in the odd event this actually happens, but also because, like, it causes you to think through things that you probably didn't think through when a certain technology didn't exist yet.
Imagination is important like that. I mean...
Yep.
There's a lot of times in history you can definitely look at military planning and see the people that did not pay attention to things it came back to bit them. But I'm not a military historian, so... Don't ask me for expert opinions.
Which brings me to probably one of my favorite historical figures, Gustavus Adolphus of Germany, who is called the father of modern warfare for one very specific reason. He decided it was a brilliant idea to put wheels on cannons.
My God.
Which in the 1600s was rather unheard of.
No, that's true. It's just one of those things, though. It's like one of those humanity innovations where you look at it in retrospect and you're just like, oh.
Yep. Other Chad move he pulled, which is one of my favorite to read about, was, pipelines are bad for cavalry. Do you know how we fix this? How? By giving pistols to the cavalry.
I was going to say machine guns, but I guess that works too.
Well, machine guns weren't invented yet. Also, hello, Mr. Jiggle. And Sir Blaine, first time. Yes, this is a battle tech doodle that he is doing.
Yeah, doodle, commission, whatever you want to call it. It's a bit of both.
Sorry, we sometimes get really into our conversation and forget that there's a chat there.
Yeah.
Hallelujah, diggity doo, bibbidi bobbidi.
Department of Defense would... Oh, right, yeah, where Department of Defense would invite novelists and screenwriters to dream up possible scenarios that the DoD would have to respond to. Apparently, what's his name? Tom Clancy was fucking notorious at those.
Oh, you know he ate that shit up. He's like, I'm kind of a big deal.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's that he thought up things that they thought were still secret.
Oh, okay, that's different. I thought he was like pulling a George Lucas and just being like,
Oh, I mean, he was definitely an arrogant person, but he also was rather brilliant in his like understanding of like global realpolitik and so forth.
Geopolitical shenanigans.
Yeah, it's Civ 5. Rush for
Now-
the Crossbowmen.
Yeah. Now, almost anything that happened in his novels is likely to not be able to happen anymore because, well, we've read them and the government made account for those things.
Oh, I thought it was going to be other reasons that I didn't want to get into because it involves politics.
Well, I mean, on some level, like, apparently the one that really got the FBI thinking, though, was when he's like, if I was a terrorist, I would just hide a bomb as a, well, what did he say it was? Vending machine.
That's what happened in the movie Sum of All Fears.
Yep, and they were like, how did you think of this? He's like, I don't know, I asked myself what a terrorist would do.
Dear Lord, he has an imagination. Kill him!
And an ego.
See, I'm just thinking of that episode of South Park where they're like bringing in different screenwriters for stuff and they get Mel Gibson in there and he's like, oh, my nipples, they hurt when I twist them.
It's like, damn it, the man's crazy, but he knows how to write a good story.
It's not an inaccurate statement. He definitely had some good movies and then he got weird.
Or rather, he revealed his level of weird. Of course, to his credit, he has done a lot of trying to make up for that and
Well,
change his
at least there's
perspective.
that.
And of course, you never know anyone from Adam, but the fact that he went to that effort.
I would say the fact that people try to make an active amends to something, I'll give them some credit for, rather than just completely dismiss it. I guess, though, that depends on what they do. You know, like,
Well, in his case, he got drunk and said some racist shit.
yeah, I know. I remember that very well.
But yeah. 15 Woodsy subscribed! You've made a terrible mistake, and we thank you for it.
No!
We appreciate your patronage.
We have war plans for a zombie apocalypse, apparently.
That would not surprise me, considering the glut of zombie movies we had back in the 2010s.
Well, not just that, there's also, like, we've seen stuff that could drive humans to that level of behavior, just never en masse.
Yeah.
Bath salts.
Nah. The great bath salts plague of 2069. Nice. I just had a horrible idea for a movie.
When we were at our old Warp Gaming place, we had a few cops show by, and one was telling us about the guy that was like shot from eating a guy's face, and he was high on bath salts.
Yeah. Sorry, quick question. Crispy, can you zoom back in and go a little lower?
Go
I want to
where?
see something. Go down a little. Like, move the screen down a little so we can see. There you go, audience. You get your mech foot pics.
Motherfucker. It's like, surely he's not trying to get feet pics.
You?
Of course it's...
I don't know if I'm overstepping, but do you think that could
I
be
really
like?
hate that you used the words overstepping after what Storm just said.
No, like, do you think like that could be something funny to do on like OnlyFans or something, like specifically mech feet?
I would make a shitpost OnlyFans account to do that.
We all would. You
The
know
funny
we all
part
would.
is, I bet you I would actually like make money doing that.
And unfortunately, there would actually be someone into it.
You know what? You're not wrong. I've been to those parts of the internet, I can imagine.
Hey, Ralphie No Pants.
Hello.
Put your pants back on.
Your music might be a tad loud, Mr. Crispo.
Oh, is it? Oh, my apologies. I thought it was
Hello, Rail. Yes, we know you're into it.
What, feet pics or the music?
Whatever it is.
Probably both.
I was into it, and then it changed, and it became something weird. It'll happen to you.
Oh, it has happened to me, man.
No way, man. I'm gonna rock forever.
I got told that Skibbity Toilet was going to be turned into a movie directed by Michael Bay, and I died a little inside that day. Thankfully, I think that idea got canceled.
I don't even think I know what the hell Skibbity Toilet is.
No one does.
I don't either, and I tend to keep myself blissfully aware, or ignorant. Because the little bits I've seen of it are enough to make me realize I don't want to see this.
You think we'll reach a point in, like, memology where memes literally exist only for a fraction of a second, and then people won't be able to talk about it for a while? Because, like, oh, did you see this meme? We're like, no, I didn't see it.
I think we
it's
have.
Like,
It's
oh,
called
man.
TikTok.
There is a quick note from chat I would like to shout out. It's Lord Grimos. Howdy, Ralphie. Ralphie No Pants. Hi, Grimos. Then Lord Grimos. Thank Christ. Good. Do not search.
Search what?
Whatever we were just talking about.
Huh. Yeah, do not search Skibbity Toilet. For the love of God.
I normally don't like YouTube poop, but there is one exception.
Is it the Hank Hill ones?
No, it's the one where he basically makes an entire movie based off of the Disney's Robin Hood movie, where Friar Tuck basically becomes like a dark wizard and curses the city of Nottingham.
What? Oh wait, I thought of one that I like. Star Trek Acid Party.
Like it literally is like I think it's actually like an hour long. I think I sent it to Storm. Let me go see if I can dig it up. I know I sent Storm that one of the guy from the Zelda CDS that's like reads the entire Bible.
So
Yep.
you're the reason that I ended up learning about that.
So the one that so every church has one, essentially a church den mother, as it were. You know, she's the one that makes sure everything's arranged if someone needs a meal or something because they're sick.
Yeah.
She does it. You know, every church has one. Ours discovered something that terrified me and also had me on my ass laughing, which is the millennial English translation of the Bible.
Oh, God.
And the worst part is, it's actually accurate.
And lo did Jesus dab. He was straight bussin' for real, for real.
It's like that in parts. No, parts of it.
Oh, God, I was just joking. I didn't want to be right.
Well, yeah, no, but it uses the, like, on God kind of language.
That's kind of funny, actually. Because I remember going to church, and they would literally list off, like... Do you know what the Beatitudes are?
Yeah.
They would list that off. They did a sing-song version of it, and I will tell you, I was gripping the pew with white knuckles because I hated it that much.
I think my favorite thing like that is during Shavuot every year, there's a... what do you call it? There's a tradition that we have where we read the shortest psalm in the Bible in as many different languages as possible. And at this point, I had just joined that synagogue, and they weren't ready for me when I came up and read it in Klingon.
Also, Andy, I have some very concerning questions about the thumbnail that you just sent me. Why is Django Fett and Hank Hill in that?
Look, I told you it was YouTube poop.
I know
And it's
you
like
did,
30 minutes
but-
long, and it's I'm gonna say it's good in a way, like there's an actual story and plot going on. Like
The same thing was happened with Flexair, and that was a fucking brain rot of a thing to watch.
sometimes I really do think that sometimes you need to watch things that are horrible because it's like
Flexair was Skibbity of the Rings.
it's like
I hate how accurate that is as a statement, but it's true. Oh no, my music. My royalty-free music that Discord can't get upset over because it's Discord and they don't know fun.
You mean Twitch, right?
That too. Why'd I say Discord?
Because you said Discord.
Discord!
Coming, sir!
See, the thing is, I know Storm, and he knows My Little Pony, and I know exactly what he's thinking of when I say Discord.
Discord, I'm howling at the moon and sleeping in the middle of a summer
That
afternoon.
was the song I was hoping you weren't going to sing, and here we are.
Take a world from us away.
You know what? There'll be that one scene where Storm and I are just, not seeing eye to eye, and I'll just finally say, Storm, you're more talented than I. You're more successful than I. You're more productive than I. You have more friends than I. There's so many things about you that are just better than I. But at least I'm not a fucking Discord mod.
Oh god, that's so mean.
See, I went in a different direction. I was thinking of Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, or the one part where the guy's like, you slept with my wife, and the other guy's like, you slept with me too, and I've had confused feelings about that since then. And you never once paid for drugs, not once. God, I hope people have seen that movie. It's so great.
Yep.
It's like John C. Reilly is playing Johnny Cash in it, and it's so funny.
Down, down, down in a burning ring of fire.
With the Beatles. He drops acid with the Beatles, and it's like they're being played by like Paul Rudd, Jack Black. Oh god, I'm trying to remember the other two guys, but it's just like the dumbest shit, and it's so great.
All right. I have a continuity error. I see a continuity error in your picture, and I hope you don't mind I point it out.
What is that, Andy?
All right, go look at both shoulders.
Yeah.
Let me see. The Centurion's left shoulder has an additional flap. Like
No, it's supposed to be like that.
Okay. I was wondering.
See?
Because, like, that's a
It's got
possibility.
that. It's got that fin popping up.
It's called a slanted hate.
The what?
So in medieval armor, hate are those plates that rise up over the neck area from the pauldron. They're usually meant to cause a sword to glance up the shoulder and over the head.
Oh. So that's
But you usually you usually had them
that too is part of
on.
it as well.
Well, you usually had them on your leading side, or you had them on both sides.
The Centurion's a bit asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of referencing the sort of style of that hate that gladiators had.
Also, the slanted hate sounds like a great name for a medieval-themed gay bar.
Yeah.
You know, it probably is.
I hope that is a real place. I would go just to be like, this is great.
Now, I'm not talking about like the piece he's like putting a line through right now. Not that piece. It's like the little slightly triangular piece that's over the pauldron. That's under the pauldron. That one right there. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
No, that if you look at the reference picture I'm using.
Yeah, I see it now. I see it.
Which also, I'm not going 100% off the reference picture because I don't have that sort of level of attention to detail. And
to be honest, I don't think that thing can move its head. That looks like that picture looks like the head is like just fused onto the body.
Yeah, no, I've taken some artistic liberties because
that's
for
fine.
one, the BattleTech art has been all over the place since the beginning, and number two, I also more of a cartoony styled artist. I'm not about to try to do realism because realism is fucking tedious.
Apparently, Rail's taken my carrot away because I was singing Discord.
Good, Rail. You're doing the Lord's work.
You can have this carrot, but it's purple.
Why is the purple? Never mind.
Apparently, carrots were originally purple. There's also, like, carrots come in many colors. You can actually get a multicolored bag of carrots.
God, what sorts of horrible science have we done to food?
That wasn't even really science. That was just a specific cultivar.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of, like, how we bred bananas to be what they're like today, or, you know. I remember watching Food Inc. in college, and that was like, oh, shit.
I was thinking, like, if we did have, like, some sort of societal fall, I think since the Dark Ages, like, we've just cultivated so many different types of food that I'm sure we'd have, like, some problems with getting food, but I don't think we'd ultimately have... I almost want to say it wouldn't be too much of a problem. I mean, I know it is, even in, like, our country, but it's like
I would say that's a very open-ended question with a lot of factors that would play into that.
yeah, maybe I should just shut my fucking mouth.
Idea for Crispy. Furby linked together and connected to an MP3, and they all start singing Weird Al Yankovic's eBay.
Can somebody like build that for me? I would love that.
Wait a minute. So, you've seen Pacific Rim, right?
Yeah.
Like, you show one of the mechs like stomping around, and then you like zoom into the cockpit, and it's just two Furbies linked
Oh,
together.
sweet Christ, no.
I would love that.
Puta party!
I'll be right back. I have to go check my laundry.
What's great is that
hardware store.
I paid Parallax. I got him to send me a long Furban mech finally, so I'm going to be painting that at some point. Well, I had
Maybe
him do
a
commission
Godzilla
for
Furby.
me. I had him do a commission for me for a character of mine. I'm like, by the way, I've wanted one of these for a while. And I need to find the most offensive colors to paint it, so I can.
Maybe you should draw a text Furby. It's just like a Furby, but with an eye patch.
I will do that, and I will send it to him, and he'll
Not-
probably be upset if I do that. But
Okay,
it would
not a
also be
text,
fun.
a checkers per Furby.
Right, it has a mustache and an eye patch. Hell yeah!
Glass of whiskey and a cigar.
It's got a microphone recording Space Station 13 Let's Plays.
So let me get this straight. You gave Crispy $1 billion, right? And what he did with it is he spent the entire thing on remaking the entire original Star Wars trilogy, but all the characters are Furbies. That's right.
No, I'd do worse than that. I'd remake Kingdom Hearts with all Furbies and give Whacker the copy.
See, that's just evil.
I know, it's great. He compared me to Chris Chan. His ass is mine. For one thing, I can actually draw hands. Chris Chan can't draw fucking hands.
Shut up. You'll draw his ever watchful ire.
Oh, yeah, what's Chris Chan gonna do?
He's gonna send you a necklace, and you're gonna put it on despite knowing better.
He's gonna try and run me over with a minivan in the parking lot of the game store, which is something he and his mom actually tried to do to someone. I know Chris Chan lore, and I feel horrible for knowing that knowledge. It's like, you know, Lovecraft, you get the people that just go insane because they've learned truths about the universe that they shouldn't have. Like, that's how I feel about Chris Chan lore. And if people in chat do not know who Chris Chan is, good. Keep it that way. Don't Google it.
That's
You're better off. Trust me.
That's actually one of the the ideas I like to have of a cursed lore or a cursed item is like the Book of Ultimate Truth.
Oh God.
Like, when you open it, it'll automatically go to the information you're looking up, but it'll just keep giving you information, and it's like, because everybody has their biases and what they want to think happens, you know, it's like people go insane because.
Biases? What do you mean?
Well, it's like they'll go insane or something because they couldn't handle the fact that, like, this person, despite this, that, and another, was also this, that, and another, and they're like, oh, God!
I don't know what you mean, man. I never seen anything like that. I definitely didn't see Chris Chan pepper spray somebody because Sonic's arms were a different color.
I return!
Oh, good. You're just in time
Stop! Tell Crispy to stop talking about Chris Chan.
Andy got me started.
I did
Chris
no
Chan.
such thing. You...
Chris Chan takes care of Mother. Watch
No! Stop! Stop! I'm gonna say it again. No!
For anyone
need to
who
remake-
wants to think of
Oh,
something
God.
truly cursed, just imagine Cicero from Skyrim as...
No, I had a worse thought of like Chris Chan like in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. As Norman Bates.
Crispy, if you don't stop, I'm going to send you a copy of Shadow the Hedgehog.
I'll play that on stream. Fuck it. I'll get a fifth of rum and we'll play that shit.
Oh, I thought of something, and I kind of hope it's original. I know it's not, because, you know, that guy that said there's nothing original under the sun and all that, but,
Yeah, there's a song I can play about that, but I can't because you.
So, like,
yeah.
a mobile kinda living dungeon. Like it walks around on like fat spider legs or something like that.
I do like the idea.
Like it looks like a walking mountain, but it like inside it is like a dungeon.
Well, I actually have a Lego set behind me that is a giant shark / jet-powered ship that has a ribcage prison that it keeps people in, which is kind of fun.
Also delightful.
I wonder if sometimes they let like actual kids like, "Hey Timmy, what do you think we should do with Legos?" "I think you should." Aww.
Well, no, they did do that. I remember back in the day, because I used to frequent this one Lego blog. Lego had a thing where they put it out to fans about what their next themes should be, and I don't know this for certain. I do not know this for certain, but I've always wondered this. But I remember suggesting some kind of like alien defense sets or something like that, and they ended up making like a series of that. And I don't know for sure if that was my doing at all, but I like to think that sometimes. I'm not saying I'm that clever.
My idea.
Yeah, original the character, Donut Steel. I am nothing if original. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. Dear God.
Quoting you on that.
No! I don't want to be a pretentious artist asshole. I'm not that kind of person. I will wear the beret and sunglasses, but I'll just say dumb shit the entire time. It's like, did you know that this artist farted upon the canvas to get that color of umber?
You ever come up with something or draw something and then like years or decades later, like a movie or a TV show comes out and something in there looks suspiciously like what you drew and all that, and you can't help but sit there and saying like, "They're reading my mind!"
Yeah, I've had that happen a few times.
Hey, Crispy,
Yeah.
look at chat.
Who's in chat?
I quoted, "I'm nothing if not original. Don't quote me on that." Crispy,
You
quoted by Storm.
motherfucker!
Look, you told me not to quote you. It would make a great quote. You know me. You know me, Crispy.
I do know you, and I'm just like, you motherfucker.
You know I have the impulse control of a toddler.
Storm, I too have OCD. I know exactly what you fucking mean.
When are you going to give them that impulse control back, by the way?
Wait, do you have it in the first place?
No, the kid doesn't need it. Not these days.
Ah, damn it, that's right. I forgot. I had a good one for Whacker today.
Yeah, sadly, Whacker had to go fight a hurricane,
I know.
so he's not here.
I was going to say, Whacker, you have no object permanence.
I think we knew
It's
that.
true.
Yeah. He doesn't even know how old he is. He thinks he's 45. He's gonna be so pissed when he comes back and sees this stream.
Oh god, we need to start finding black and white pictures of people that look just like him.
I will
be like,
absolutely...
picture, proof that
See-
Whacker's a vampire.
See, here's the thing, though. I have pictures of Whacker because of when we met up on vacation, and I could totally like Photoshop his face into like pictures of the Civil War.
Well, here's the thing. Like, isn't there a
Ken
rule that
Burns'
like
ass.
isn't there like a law? Well, not a law, but isn't there like a saying like there's only actually 12 faces?
Are you sure that's not something Bethesda?
Okay, so I know what you're talking about, Andy. It's not a law. It's generally there are 12 like really distinct faces people can kind of imagine off the bat.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily cover every actual facial construction possibility.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They don't account for things like half-exploded face-itis.
Or other such wonderful phenomena, usually squick related.
By the way, Storm, I've got this program called Tailspire.
Yes.
It's a 3D map generator. One day, if you ever want to like just hurl one of your maps at me, or one of your, not the big world-spanning maps, but like the playable area size,
Yeah.
You can throw one of those my way one day, and I'll try to see if I could do it in 3D.
Yes. Oh, we need to schedule some time so that I can catch you up on Demon Slayer so you can watch it with me and Whacker as we go on.
That's right. I actually wanted to apologize about that because
When does
I
Doom
thought
Guy
you
come into
invited
that?
me and you guys were doing something and I didn't take part because I had to go to bed and I was tired. But
No, dude, it's okay.
I think I suffer from like don't want to miss out itis.
You mean
Mhm.
FOMO?
Yeah,
Well, yeah, we all do, man.
because like
But-
sometimes I actually
about
get a little jealous or upset that like I didn't take part in something. And I'm starting to wonder if I'm like those dogs that tear up the room when nobody's around for a
No,
long
dude,
enough
I
period.
can promise you that is not a rare thing that happens to all of us. That definitely happens to me plenty. I know there's times where I miss shit in like not just
Probably
the
doesn't
BPL,
help
but like
that I'm
other
very
places.
isolated in my life, but
Well, you know, I've got friends of mine from college that want me to hang out in their Discord with them, and I always feel bad because I'm usually over here.
yeah.
And you know, I want to give like equal time to both groups, but it's hard.
I think half
Yeah.
of the discords I have on my like the side panel right now are just people from here being like, "Hey, let's hang out and just do
Yeah.
a specific thing."
I'm a bit like I can understand if people want to have that like their own place to hang out with people. I've actually thought myself about starting a Discord just because I do art and stuff, and I know people that have done that for their art pages.
Mhm.
But at a certain point, when it comes to things like the BPL or AUX or whatever, you know, people will make side groups, and I'm a bit iffy on that because you can get too many clicks going, and it just kind of pulls things apart in terms of
Yeah.
There's
Like, I
that.
know that's
There's
something
also
that I was very.
there's also
concerned
just
about.
the realistic, distinct problem of as discords get bigger, management becomes either
Oh, yes.
necessary or
Yeah.
you're going to have a shitty group.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've had to deal with that when it comes to the AUX, because I mean,
Yeah, like we
you and
have
I,
to keep.
I'm not really a mod these days.
Mhm.
But I still kind of do mod things from time to time if I see shit where I'm just like, yeah, I need to like deal with this. But,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's because it's our community. We have to
yeah,
take care of it and such.
exactly.
And
It's so
99% of you out there are good people and self-regulate. However,
Well,
there
that's
are
what
the
I wanted to
occasionals.
say is, you know, despite the fact that we have mod stuff, we really don't have to do a lot most of the time because a lot of the time, you know, the AUX self-moderates, and I'm happy to see that because it shows that people actually care about the community and they're like, this isn't how we do things around here. You
Ed
know?
Goss makes an interesting point to what you were saying earlier, Andy. Yes, the human condition. I suffer that as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
You ever
Um,
just pull out those glands that give you emotions and chemicals and shit and just get rid of them?
Oh yes, my testicles now.
That's the only ones that work on you, so...
I don't know. I want to keep those. I still got to have like 12 kids one day.
Oh god, that sounds like hell.
We all choose our hells. Andy chose yours.
There's always a lighthouse, Mr. DeWitt.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm quoting Bioshock and I've never played that fucking game.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to
Well, like-
children, you see a financial burden. I
Well, it
see
was like-
free labor.
It was like earlier when I was talking about how you can make 300 pounds of pasta in a hot tub, and somebody was like complaining about it. I was like, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his pasta?
Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his bras?
Bruh. I definitely got a lot of bros at my... I don't know why people got so concerned about me wanting to make 300 pounds of pasta in a hot tub. I'm saying it's possible. Like, it's not ethical or it's not good, but like...
Crispy, this is the ox.
Yeah, the AUX and BPL, it's like, we have to push the boundaries of science, and if it means I'm gonna make pasta in a hot tub, I'm gonna make pasta in a fucking hot tub.
It also means that the great counterbalance is that half of us are rightly concerned when the other half are doing something. And that it's not the same half every time.
No, it definitely alternates. Some people are horrified one day, and then the next are like, yeah, I'm down for that.
Joke's on you, I'll be into that shit.
Does anyone in chat have a hot tub I can borrow for science reasons? I've been asking all day, and nobody wants to let me use their hot
Man,
tub.
let me tell you what, Sean. You need to get yourself one of them oil barrels and clean it out real good and like cut it in half and then put it over a fireplace and just make sure the fire doesn't get too hot and then fill it with
No,
water.
I want to use a hot tub specifically because it's not about the money, it's about sending a message. And the message is, I will make pasta in a fucking hot tub.
I mean, to be honest, if you probably go in like, I don't know, Facebook Marketplace, you could probably find one.
You know, you're not wrong.
Go to Facebook Marketplace and type in piano, and you'll be surprised what the prices you see.
No, I can imagine. Like, oh god, I don't want to go to Facebook. First of all, I deactivated my Facebook account years ago, and I'm so glad that I did because it was just nothing but shit that I didn't want to deal with.
I have mine specifically for like family and shit, and I rarely ever look at it. Like I actually have to go out of my way. It's like, oh yeah, it's this person's birthday.
No, man, if family wants to talk to me, they can text me. I'm not going on Facebook. Fuck
Well,
that shit.
it's also because Facebook is like linked to Messenger instead of just like texts, you know?
Oh, I just use text message. I got over Messenger and I was like, I don't feel like dealing with Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
Facebook has gone the way of MySpace.
It could be worse. It could be Twitter, and I refuse to call it X because yeah. Oh, excuse me. I generally despise social media. The only reason I use it most of the time is just to like post artwork.
You see my wizard on high on a mountain, the magic swirling about him and the skies grow dark. I cursed ye! The curse upon you is that your social media will always be MySpace!
I'll draw Andy as a wizard.
Huh?
Also, just added the quote for you. Does anyone in chat have a hot tub for science? It's not about the pasta, it's about sending a
This
message.
is like our most quoted episode, right? Oh, I'm glad that's a quote. I'm glad that I want that as a shirt.
Also, somebody said don't... Oh yeah, Nermetia49 says, don't use pasta, it's expensive. Use ramen, it's dirt cheap.
Ooh, that's a good point. Well, see, the reason I say spaghetti is because I looked up online what the ratio of spaghetti to water is, which apparently is a gallon of water to spaghetti, which is like damn. But I could do ramen. I like me some ramen. We're gonna need a lot of those flavor packets though. Do they sell ramen by the pound?
They sell ramen in like those big boxes of like 12 packets.
I just vomited in my mouth.
You don't want.
Don't get me wrong,
What's
I love
Storm?
ramen.
You haven't touched your bathtub ramen.
No, it's just the moment you said ramen by the pound, I felt like there was something deeply wrong with our culture.
Yes, it's called MSG overdose.
Well, that's if you use the packet.
Yeah, you could use like chicken broth.
Which some people actually get the ramen just for this flavor packet, and they'll throw like the pasta away, or
I like to
Or
I like
use
to
it
line
for
it up
wall
and
filling.
snort it. Oh god. That's do not do that, dear God.
Ninja
Dear
Turtle
fucking
says,
God.
Ninja Turtle says, I'm sure Costco will sell you a pallet of ramen.
You know, I think Ninja Turtle is absolutely correct.
Rail says, you will not sass the MSG in this household.
Oh no. Look, Storm, I like MSG as much as the next guy. I love like Chinese food and all that stuff. But let's be honest, you can have too much of a good thing.
If you are nothing short of an alcoholic for ramen, I deny you.
I feel like if you're like alcoholic levels of ramen consumption, you need to go to a hospital. The amount of sodium alone is probably going to kill you.
Oh, it would kill me quicker than anyone. I have hypertension.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't necessarily have hypertension. My dad does, and we believe I'll probably have
I'll
it
tell
by
you
the
what,
time I'm
if you don't
45.
have hypertension, you will after eating that much ramen.
Yeah. Note to everyone, control your salt intake.
Yes.
if
Rail
you
says
think,
ramen is for peasants, this is an udon household.
Oh, look at this guy in his ivory fucking tower of udon over here.
What were you saying, Andal?
I was gonna say, if you think you're having an anxiety attack, drink some like ice cold water.
Yeah. Honestly.
That helps me.
Eat.
Do not drink
Actually, what
coffee.
helped me the most probably is like laying off sugar. You know what? Sugar, caffeine, and carbs. That's like the big three.
Yeah, that will absolutely help when it comes to anxiety.
For me, murder
I-
helps.
I cut back on coffee, and I'm very glad that I did.
I
I used to drink like 5 cups a day.
I try to get decaf. I get decaf at Waffle House. They make a pot just for me.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Look, my Waffle House is like my Cheers. You know, everybody knows your name. Da, da, da,
No,
da.
that's cool.
And I know all of their problems. Da, 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 da. One
Honestly,
of them's
there's
wife's cheating on him. The other one is tired of their husband. The other one is trying to leave the house. Da, 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 da,
I hope they
da.
don't listen. I hope they don't watch this stream because then they're going to be upset.
They don't care.
Probably
They
not.
just pull out. They're just going to flash.
It's
They're
not like
yeah,
I-
that sounds about right.
It's not like I didn't talk about Preston or anything. Oh wait, god damn it!
Preston
Nah,
Garvey.
Preston
another
is
settlement needs
Preston
help.
is best boy. He's like the best grill guy there.
Speaking of Fallout, have you guys played the Fallout London mod yet?
No,
Not yet. I watched you playing Whacker in it.
I'm
Yeah.
not tempted to buy GOG just to do it.
I'm so happy that you called him that stuff. I need to mod it a bit because I need to mod the mod because apparently the buff out mod will fix stuff because I've been dealing a lot with crashes or just quitting the desktop automatically.
Sometimes
Well, gentlemen,
My concern
unfortunately,
is-
I need to be making my escape so that I can go to work.
Ah, yes.
oh,
It's okay,
You all-
Storm. You
Yes.
have a good one.
I guess.
We'll see you later.
I must go. My ponies need me. Yeet.
Have fun. Alright. It's your turn to watch stream, Andy. I'm busy drawing fingers. Fingers are hard, man. Or hands are hard. I feel like I say that a lot, but it's true.
Hands are hard.
The devil has hands and he uses them for holding.
Idle hands is playthings of the devil. So did you pencil draw this and then scan it and then like outlining it?
No, this is actually all digital. I started out with here. I'll go through my process a little bit. Chat might be interested in learning this too. So I started out with a very rough sketch here.
Yes, the blue.
Yeah, I usually like using blue, both in here and also with traditional, because you can actually use certain leads that you can scan them in and just edit out the blue via Photoshop. But I started with a very rough sketch. I have a these lines here. People might have been wondering what they're from. I actually have a perspective tool set up to where when I drew the background, I probably don't even need it on anymore. But when I drew these lines here to kind of get a sense of the background, I used the perspective tool because when you have it set, you can actually draw a line, and it will, no matter where you draw it, it will stay on the perspective line here.
Aha!
Yeah. So it's a really handy feature if you're trying to draw perspective instead of doing it freehand, which is probably easier to do traditionally versus digitally perspective. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, I did the rough sketch here. I kind of tweaked it out a bit. And I don't normally do this, but I did a third level of revisions to it to kind of get a better sense of the detail. And then I started doing the line work, which is what I'm working on now. There we go. Okay.
Clang!
Two layers. But, yeah. There we go. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna merge those two.
I'm on a 5-ton Morning Star. What?
A what?
Morning Star. That's that mace is.
Oh, I was thinking of a mech, because I think there's a mech called the Morning Star, but
Oh yeah, there probably is.
it really wouldn't surprise me. There's so many different battle mechs. I will be right back and let's use the rest of
Who the hell said Clang and Whacker? Night Owl's calling me Whacker. Oh. I'm all by my lonesome. I don't sound like Whacker. No. Oh man, look at my life. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm unsupervised. That means I can do whatever I want, and what I'm going to do is fall asleep. You know, I think that'd be a horrible way to go, being crushed alive inside of your cockpit of your mech.
Yeah, no, that sounds like an awful way to go.
Have you seen the anime Broken Blade or Break Blade, I think?
No, but in Iron Blood and Orphans, the one Gundam series, that does happen to several of the characters as they get crushed to death inside their cockpits.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a fun way to go.
That kind of de-romanticizes the idea of being a mech pilot, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. It's like, you know, the idea of power armor sounds fun, and then I watched that one Matrix anime they made, and there's that one scene where the guy gets torn out of his mech suit cockpit, and I'm just like, fuck.
Like, imagine like when you go to mech training and they're like, okay, people, before we give you mech training, we're going to show you this, what was it, Reefer Madness or something?
Oh, God.
They show you, like, you know, guys being crushed inside their cockpit, and they like, showed a mess. Like, this is what you'll look like if you get crushed in the cockpit. It's like,
safety videos. Yeah. To be fair, there would definitely need to be a lot of, like, OSHA if there was going to be operation around mechs. I mean, I think Tex brought it up on the podcast at one point, but I just remember that him talking about power armor and how it would be that scene from Iron Man 2. Where you have the guy
I know
that,
what you're talking about.
Yeah, he does the twist, and he just, like, twists completely around, and you hear him scream and just, like, a cracking noise.
Like, if you make... The way that would work, though, is you'd make it if it goes 180 at that particular joint or junction in the suit, which I don't think it should. Like...
Probably not.
Like, if
but
you,
machines do break.
When I was taking art classes in college, like, the first thing they made us do, to the point of just absolutely hating it, was drawing the skeleton and the musculature.
Oh, that sounds like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, like, we've had people say, like, yeah, my parents thought I was going through a depressive stage because of all the skeletons I was drawing. Now, the reason you do that is you're basically learning, like, the frame underneath the skin and all that, so that you can understand, like, how things move and all that. And, like,
yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't have minded a bit more of that. I didn't really do a lot of anatomy illustration to that level of detail when I was in college, because I went to school for graphic design, not, you know, necessarily illustrating people. But I wouldn't have minded more of that to kind of get a better sense of the human form and everything, because, you know, I possess it to some extent, but I will fully admit that I'm not, you know, an expert at the ship by any means when it comes to drawing the human form. I can draw people decently enough. That's enough for me. I am not about to do realism, because realism is incredibly difficult.
I took a lot of I actually learned most of my stuff from a book about, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name, Stan Lee's, Stan Lee, How to Draw Superheroes, from a long time ago.
Oh, well, yeah, no, that's honestly where I learned a lot of my anatomy knowledge, was from, like, and I think I might have mentioned this on stream before, but when I was in elementary school, we had our library teacher, Mrs. Polepko, and she was a really awesome lady. But she got like all these drawing books that were the one that got me into it was like how to draw giant robots, how to draw mecha, and they were all these different like books. A lot of it was like anime stuff and everything, you know. But it teaches you how to draw people to some degree. And I looked a lot at that, and I just kept practicing that. I got other books as well, ones that were more like superhero cartoony books, or then, even ones where it was more realism, anatomy, and things. And just studying those books is how I learned to draw people in a lot of ways. I've done some life drawing, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it was learning from those kinds of books. I've self-taught myself quite a lot when it comes to this. Not to say I did not have help or people that have taught me things, but, sometimes it's just best to find the things you want to learn and just do them on your own. Also, thank goodness for shape tools, because it makes circles so much easier.
Yep.
I'm sure someone would be like, "Oh, you're using a shape tool, you can't draw circles." I'm like, you try to freehand a circle. Like, go for it. Tell me how you do.
Not gonna say it. Don't say it!
What are you going to say, Andy?
No, I won't!
Does it involve AI? Do I need to...
No! It doesn't! No! Get out of my head!
I feel like it does. I've been told I have an irrational hatred of AI. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I also don't feel like getting into a rant about it right now, so...
my art teacher hated digital art.
I can understand that. There's times when it comes to like working with this tablet and stuff where I'm like, I probably have it a lot easier when it comes to doing the things I want to do with art versus people, before that era of illustration. Because, everything here I could easily just manipulate or transform or just do a lot simpler than it would have been traditionally. Like, the place I work, there was a lot of people that used to do stuff traditionally in terms of things that are done on a computer, and it's just seeing the difference of that. Or more specifically that I've experienced is learning about a lot of the graphic design principles and things, originally doing it on paper as a physical medium, learning the principles of design. And then you get to your later classes and it's all digital, and it's, there's a huge difference in that.
Yeah. Hey man, do you? What makes you happy, man?
Oh yeah, no, I feel very much content with doing this kind of stuff, I get a lot of fulfillment out of doing the drawings that I do for people, both here on the stream and just in general, because art is something really matters a lot to me. It's just something
it can be quite zen really, when you're into it.
Very much so, yes. I very much get in a zen state, or just like
it used to be one of my zen things, but like lately, I don't know. It's like when I got older, it's just like I can't sit there and do it anymore. It's like,
well,
I wonder if like my instant gratification has been poisoned or something like that. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think I get what you mean, and not to get too into the subject, but that's a lot of the problems they have when it comes to like AR, for instance.
Why can't I shoot the image in my head on the piece of paper?
Oh no, that I absolutely know that feeling, very much so. Was just wanting to be able to put something down the way I want to, and just getting frustrated with it. I guess for me, and like I say this no bullshit without like a hint of irony, but just I honestly think being autistic and having like obsessive compulsive disorder does benefit me in a lot of ways when it comes to this kind of stuff, because there's things that I'll get frustrated at, absolutely. But when it comes to drawing I will maybe put it down and just step away for a while, but I'll always want to come back to things. I'll always want to keep doing stuff, because it's just something that is that meaningful to me that I want to do my best at it, you know.
What a great thing about art is, like, the brain does a lot of, like, putting together to make it into a form, you know?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And that was one of the interesting things to kind of learn about when it comes to how we process things like that. You know, the things in graphic design, for example, you really play a lot into that when it comes to logos, for instance.
You like blue and orange?
Well, just all sorts of stuff. It's you know, like colors, form, positioning.
Yeah.
I think it's the term for it is Gestalt theory, but just all of those things working together, you know, help to visually identify or visually recollect things in people. You know, I mean, great example, McDonald's. Think about McDonald's. What do you immediately think of? The golden arches, the M's. You know, that is a brand that has become very recognizable across the world, and part of that stems from their branding, you know. It's just interesting to see how that stuff, you know, art and visual imagery affects people like that.
Oh yeah, when I see like bright orange, bright yellow and red together, I can't help but think of ketchup and mustard, and it kind of makes me hungry.
Absolutely, yeah, because then there's psychology behind that too, where it's like certain food colors or certain colors will reflect food in people, you know. And that's why you see a lot of times you see red in fast food places. Because, like, think about it. When's the last time you really saw a fast food place that was predominantly blue outside of, say, an ice cream shop? You probably have never seen that.
I mean, Whataburger is white and orange, and I know orange is a heavy, like, hunger-inducing color.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe there's White Castle, but, you know, you rarely see, you know, cooler colors like that. It's usually like reds and yellows and oranges, and you know, there's psychology behind that when it comes to
like,
branding.
You'd want to see blue when like it's hot and you want something cool to eat.
Exactly. You know? Like, you know, I can think of brands that use blue in their branding, and it's like Dairy Queen, for example. Dairy Queen uses blue in their branding, not necessarily for the logo, because they still want the red, because the red will entice people. Because they'll be thinking of food when they see the DQ logo, and that's a part of that. But, you know, you look at their menus and stuff, and it's predominantly like a blue to it. Or, you know, the wrappings on like the ice cream cones or their signs and things. It's predominantly blue, and you know, it's a lot of that where the psychology of color plays into that, and you know, people automatically assume cooler colors with cooler temperatures.
It's a weird thing that you have to be aware that your brain can trick itself into thinking something is that isn't. Like, it's so hardwired to see patterns that it'll see patterns in things that don't exist. Like when you see a face in the wood grain in the wall, or you know, you know, objects in the sky, in the clouds.
Absolutely. Oh.
Well, my partner called, and apparently I don't need to be in for another hour, so.
Strap him to the chair.
Yeah, you're gonna get some color psychology.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hello again, chat.
You were talking about graphic design and how color plays into food branding and things.
Oh yeah.
And also how your brain can trick itself because it's so hardwired to see patterns and shit, and just.
Yeah, we're getting real big brain here because Whacker's not here.
Well, it's also pretty common in like the kind of album work that companies will approve for bands to use for published albums.
Oh, absolutely.
All kinds of fun diddly on. That's actually where people with synesthesia can make quite a bit of money.
Crispy, I curse you. You will see everything in the vision of a Tool album.
So you've given me LSD.
I mean, if you were watching life like as if it was an album of Tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't it a nightmare?
It's like
Aren't
doing
you horrified?
hallucinogens.
Imagine everything is some weird, grossly grotesque claymation crap with bugs and shit running across the screen for God knows what reason.
Still nothing out of the ordinary. Still nothing out of the ordinary.
You know, it's not going to be long until people can like choose how to observe the world. Like, I want to see everything in anime vision.
Oh God, that is some cyberpunk dystopian shit.
Why alter the living universe when we could just alter our perceptions and make ourselves comfortable that way?
Yes, it'd be a brave new world, as it were.
I am actually thinking about what this world would look like, and it becomes less and less appealing by the moment.
Yeah, me too. That sounds like some real dystopian shit.
Hey man, you guys want to be fourth wave Luddites like me?
I think I'm starting to get there, considering some of the things that I've seen. I'm like only half joking. Like I obviously
like,
we're using technology, but there's times where I'm just like, yeah, I don't think we need that thing.
What do you know what I mean by like fourth wave Ludditism?
No.
It's like, I like technology up to a point. Like analog for the most part is fine, but then like I don't think I want like a Bluetooth augmented arm and all that. I don't want somebody to hack into my arm and beat myself with it.
Well, that's what I mean. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like I use technology up to a point. I absolutely understand we need technology, but there's just some things where I'm like, nah, I don't know about that. Like,
it's a man-made horrors beyond our comprehension.
Yeah, I really wish Tesla would stop rolling in his grave laughing every time we said that, but here we are.
I don't think he's laughing.
No. He's probably...
It's the kind of laughter that comes from your mind breaking.
Yeah,
is it the laughter like, haha, I was right, or...
It's the laughing that happens in the Joker.
The latter.
The 2019 Joker movie.
Yeah, that kind of laughter.
A nervous laugh.
Worried laughter.jpg. .exe. Wow, it is pissing rain outside right now.
That's why it smells so acrid.
Wow, I've made progress on this, but at the same time I'm like, man, I thought it'd be further, but such as line art, you want to take your time with this part. I'm also very much overthink things. What are you laughing at? I'm concerned.
So somebody posted something, and this is a common criticism from within, modern worship music, as somebody who often is the guy running the soundboards for modern worship bands. I have a joke about modern worship. I have a joke about modern worship. It's just going to go on like that.
See, the problem is, Storm, that I know exactly what you are talking about, because I went to Catholic school. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like over here silently screaming.
Yeah. What was the one I read? It's like, they've looped the chorus for the 4th time. They've gone into an instrumental bridge. The pastor has begun a prayer speech amid the bridge.
Oh, God.
We cannot get out.
Stop
Drums in the deep.
You're giving me Vietnam flashbacks, man. Oh, God, we're in the gymnasium and kids are fainting because it's super hot in there, but they're still swinging the incense and singing the song.
Wait,
I'm not even joking. Those are all things I remember quite clearly from me.
Yeah, not growing up Catholic, the incense was never a part of it for me, but yeah.
No. Well, I don't know if you also had the kids fainting in the middle of church like I did, but we would have it in our gymnasium, and my school did not have central air.
No, thankfully ours was a bit more considerate about things like that.
I will always remember that was like we were in church the one time, because I think we would have like masses fairly often.
Weak!
So, Mr. Gauss, Ludditism is not chumba, at least not to me. But
No, it's-
the original word Luddite means someone who would prefer us to go back to being farmers.
Yeah, like
So,
the Amish, for example, are modern day Luddites.
but
the Amish generally are good people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they's good people.
They're
Nine
very hard
times out of
workers,
10.
like unbelievably hard workers. Like,
Did you
holy
see that
shit,
video
you
of
guys
like
need to
100
chill.
of them moving a barn?
Yep.
Looks like a giant millipede.
But don't be vain, or don't be whiny, or else, my brother, they
Yeah.
might have to go medieval on your hiney.
Ooh, my power's flickering. If I suddenly disconnect, that's why, is my power went out. But
That's fair.
yeah, we're getting some hard storms right now, and it's flickering over here. So, but we are almost close to the end of stream, so I'm not too worried about it if it goes out. Just I guess for chat, if stream suddenly ends unexpectedly, that's why.
You know, if you have enough time, you can always furb it up.
Slime. Can always what?
Furb it up. Draw a Furby real quick. Be like, "Fuck you, Whacker!"
You know what? I'm going to do that right now.
Yay!
Because Wacker's not here, and he can't tell me I've
Draw-
overextended my Furby quota.
Draw a Furby with horse legs.
Yes.
And make
These
it
are-
white, or make it like a gray-white color.
I don't know if we're gonna have time for color, but that's fine. Hold on. Let
The
me make
reason
sure
I
that's saved.
suggest it is I want to be able to send it to Whacker at some point with the label "Behold a pale horse."
Well,
What is
I
this,
will
the
absolutely
Olympics?
color it later. I'm just saying I don't know if we'll get to it to stream at all. Is all I'm saying. So. This is
Furb
what-
facts,
Are you not
Lord of the
entertained?
Furby?
Is that not why you were all here?
Yes.
God, look what Blackfire Gaming said. Furb facts,
Oh.
Lord of the Furby.
On that note, Chris, I am going to ask for all of the Chris Furbies you've ever done, so I can make a music video here at some point.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And it'll be to a song. I've mentioned the band before, Savior Machine, the aforementioned Christian Gothic opera metal band that sings about creepy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I want to use your Furbies for the song "The Birth of the Antichrist."
All right. I'm all for this. Holy shit.
That'd be an easy game, like one of those dungeon crawl games, in lieu of like what was it? What was that Sega game? Something Sun or Shining Force or something like that.
See, I would absolutely love to make like a Furby creepypasta type game, but
Yeah,
the
it's like a
problem
dungeon
is,
crawl, and all the monsters are various Furbies of things.
The thing is, like, who owns the rights to Furbies is the question.
Oh,
because
as long as we don't sell it.
I would say yes and no, because I know that there's times where there's like, I remember Pokemon Uranium, for example. Nintendo basically C&D'd their ass because they had concerns about it. And check your bingo cards, everyone watching stream. Games Workshop and everything they do.
Well,
I
we
like.
just say we're
listen,
doing it
I
for
would be
charity,
all-
and then they'll look like the bad guys.
We have a Furby creepypasta game for charity, absolutely. This is going for the school to the blind because they will not know what horrors we've unleashed.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. We were doing this for charity. Do you want us to stop? Do you
See,
want
the
us to
thing
stop
is,
doing
like,
this
I
for
feel like
charity?
they would love that. They would have a sense of humor about that too. It's just like,
Oh, fuck. Hasbro owns the Furby? Well, never mind.
that's what I mean.
That's what I'm looking at here. Yeah, it is Hasbro.
Fucking shit.
Let's make our own Furby. Let's call it the Irby. No, wait. No, that can't work. The
Andy, I've
Kirby.
already
No,
drawn
wait.
that.
That doesn't work.
The Turdby.
Oh my god. They're going to release smaller Furbies called Furblets.
Oh, God.
Is
Is that what happens when you put water on a Furby?
I was thinking it too.
I'm not gonna say I haven't been thinking of Gremlins, but
I imagine a Furby with swollen, pulsating egg sacs on its back, spewing forth more of its kind.
Okay, you just gave me an idea for an edit of Aliens.
Hello,
They
my
only
baby.
come out
Hello,
at
my
night,
honey.
mostly.
They got a new Aliens movie coming out, don't they?
That one looks legitimately horrifying.
The thing is I don't get the impression that they're really trying to like advertise for it really that hard, because it's like,
You say that, but honestly, I'm fine with that if it means it's going to be a good movie.
That's
Because
true.
I feel like a lot of the problem with these movies is they advertise it too hard.
They're
Yeah,
going too
sometimes-
hard for the spectacle approach.
sometimes they like advertise a movie so much that you basically know what the movie is.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just thinking that.
Yeah, that there is an art to doing a trailer that doesn't reveal everything, and the most infamous one in my mind is After Earth with Will Smith.
Oh, that gem of a movie.
Well, it just whatever the movie's own value was. Let's just say the movie was good for the sake of argument.
Didn't M. Night
You
Shyamalan
know, I
make
thought
that
you.
movie?
I
The
thought you
trailer.
liked AE.
The trailer goes through this entire thing about how they have to survive on this dark and terrifying world. And the fact that... Oh, okay, spoiler for a movie from 2014. And then he announces at the end, this is Earth. And it's like, you don't do that in a fucking trailer!
You know what's another movie that really spoiled itself with the trailer? It was like the last voyage of, I forget the ship's name, but it was basically, basically how Dracula came over to Europe or wherever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
It's like
Demeter.
they leaned so hard on how it's a vampire movie to the point where they had the lines from that Smashing Pumpkins song where it's like, the world is a vampire, like slowed down and like reverb in the most cringe way possible. And it's like,
Interesting.
it would have been so much better if they would have just kept it a mystery as to what this thing was that was on the ship killing people. But no, they felt the need to advertise that in the fucking trailer for the movie.
That's usually like the number one rule in monster movies is like you don't reveal the monster until near the end of the movie. Like the Relic. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That's probably that's not one of the best monster movies out there, but
Oh wait, 1 second. Welcome Vetkin Melzar. First timer.
Hello.
hello.
Is this the?
Oh look,
You
they're
know-
on for Affinity.
You know, there are some people who are like retentive about like the rules and laws and certain lore and stuff.
Yes, we know
It-
several of them.
It pisses me off how often they break the laws and the rules on vampires and shit like that.
No, I can understand that.
Though, from what I understand, like Dracula could actually walk out in the sunlight in the books. So
Here's
Yeah.
my thought. You know, if you want to bend the rules with lore and monsters and stuff, that's totally fine. But at a certain point, if you're changing the rules so much, why not just come up with your own? You know.
Well, there is something to be said for tapping into an existing zeitgeist for the purpose of pull, but at the same time, that only gets so far. So,
Yeah.
like, for example, the Blade movies. They roughly go off of a version of vampires that is commensurate with the originals, but they remove the religious stuff, etc.
Plus, they get Wesley Snipes in there, and you know it's Wesley Snipes.
Well, that's fair. But and so, like, there it's like, well, because he's a vampire hunter, like, you're trying to go off of that mythos. So there I could understand it. When you do something like Twilight,
How did I know?
yeah, well, even in Twilight, I would say I understand it because the idea is you're wanting to tap into the idea of something forbidden, something dark and deep. And so, you know, for the sake of the romance. So even that, whatever problems I have with how they're portrayed, makes sense. But then you do get to some of these ones like, trying to remember the name of it. Crap, it was a movie that they were calling them vampires, and it's like, that's not a vampire. Like, it doesn't even suck blood anymore.
I wonder, that wasn't Legend, was it?
I Am Legend.
No, because I Am Legend, they changed them into zombies.
They did, yeah.
In the Will Smith movie. In the original book, they were vampires, yes.
Well, the original book is just like, they completely just ignored what the original book was about when they made that movie. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been Daybreakers. I honestly can't remember now, but like,
No, Daybreakers was pretty vampire faithful.
Yeah, so long as you remain somewhat faithful to the concept, but like, if, say, for example, the Twilight vampires didn't drink blood, then I would say you've lost all reason to call that a vampire. If they changed it to they ate people wholesale, then I would say, it's stretching it, but I'll give that to you. That's a vampire. I might call that a Wendigo or something else, but because of the whole icy skin thing, but yeah, so that's just one of those, as long as you're like halfway into the thing at least.
You know,
Yeah.
How many of us have actually read like the original Dracula? Like,
Yay.
you have?
I
Yes.
have not. I have not read Bram Stoker.
When I
Like-
was young, I got on a kick of reading the classics, so I read like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Great Expectations,
Frankenstein.
because if you did, I'm so sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
I said, did you read Great Expectations? Because if you did, I'm so sorry.
You know, that one I managed to dodge. When I say
Good.
classics, I mean like...
It's not a good one.
Yeah, I honestly don't mean a lot of the American classics. Like, I read Mark Twain and that was about it.
Can one eye be red and one eye be blue?
Heterochromism. But no, like, I meant, like, I read through the Arthurian myths as a kid. Like, I was really into, what was it called? The Once and Future King and Le Mort d'Auteur.
Okay.
Mark and the Funky Bunch.
In the original Dracula, so was Van Helsing was in there, right?
Yeah, he was the old doctor that was sort of like, wait, I've seen this before.
So is there a mention of other vampires, or was Dracula kind of like the only one? Like,
He had his 3 wives.
So that
And-
part wasn't inaccurate in the movie.
Yeah, and then Dr. Van Helsing mentions other vampires, so there's that. A lot of the lore seems to indicate that Stoker's version of Dracula was intended to be the first, or at least in, what's the word I'm looking for? An example. So, like, he was not bitten. He gave himself to the devil to become a vampire. Those he bit would become vampires, but those were somewhat different from what he was. Which is definitely what they play off in the anime Hellsing, where Alucard is a different level of vampire from the other vampires.
He just
Also-
needs some sip.
Yep. Also, let it be known that I absolutely love Hellsing Ultimate and Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, though it gets overquoted now.
I definitely
Original
just-
Hellsing was not great,
Oh, no.
like the older anime. There was some
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
imagery and stuff, but yeah.
Ultimate was pretty good, and this is coming from somebody that's not, like, big into anime, but...
Yeah. And I looked,
Yes.
and behold, a pale horse.
Hold on, I need to put the text in there. I think this is a great way to end stream.
Yes.
hey, I was gonna say, if you could, maybe from now on, like, save your Furby drawings with, like, the PNG clear backgrounds, so that it could be, like, put over backgrounds and shit. You know what I mean?
And
I
send
can
me
definitely
this.
save them as a PNG. That's
Send me
not hard to
this. Send me this, Crispy. I totally hope for Whacker to see this as my new profile picture for the next few days.
do. Yes. Oh, he'll see it, and then he'll scream, and then I'll get yelled at, and I'll start laughing.
Thunderclap Sasquatch. Howdy. What the fuck is that, and how do I kill it?
You don't kill it, and it's coming for your children.
It's death. It is the pale horse. Its rider is Hades.
It's
and hell
going to
follows
stand.
after.
It's going to stand at the feet of your bed when you sleep at night and just start reading
Mario Erotica.
middle-aged lady fanfic at you.
Oh, that's even worse than Mario Erotica.
You said what?
Okay, I got that from Jaywit. Jaywit, curse me with the knowledge that Mario Erotica exists.
I mean, I knew it had to, but I kind of hoped it didn't.
Look, I'm sorry I had to burn you with this knowledge, Storm, but somebody else needed to know. It's like it follows.
And now you have
The
burdened
curse-
me with glorious
The
purpose.
curse has to be passed on.
It follows, but instead of like killing you, it just starts like giving you random like autistic detail stuff about something.
It gives
Please.
you like horribly
Did you-
cursed facts about things, and
Yeah.
you just like decide to
Please,
poke out
Crispy.
spectrums.
Give me the joy of sending this to a whacker
Oh
myself.
no! Please go ahead, send it to Whacker. I hope he's like. Well, first of all, I hope he's safe, but I hope like the hurricane is past and he's been dealing with that shit for the past couple hours, and the first thing he sees when he looks back at Discord is this.
Yes. Yes.
And then he's gonna
Yes.
kill me later for this, but. Oh god. Well, I think this is a good spot to end stream, don't you guys?
Anything to
yeah.
say before we go, boys?
Do some doodling this week. It's fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just enjoy doing it. Enjoy being
Yeah.
creative. Express your
Yeah.
imagination this week. If you
Yeah.
like drawing,
Yeah.
do whatever does that for you.
And be good to each other, and safe out there as well.
Be excellent, my dudes.
Yes.
Alright.
And always
Have a good
remember,
one.
turkey bacon is the best bacon.
No, it is not!